Hello, it's me, Oscar from Marijuana Garden.
Based on verified historical records, the claim in the image is almost certainly false. Here's a detailed breakdown. Timeline mismatch. Richard Branson's record-breaking hot air balloon attempts occurred in 1987 with the Virgin Atlantic Flyer, and in 1991 with the Virgin Pacific Flyer. There is no credible record of a stunt on April Fool's Day, 1989. Balloon design. Branson's balloons were designed for long-distance travel, not as UFO props. The Virgin Atlantic Flyer in 1987 was a traditional silver helium and hot air hybrid balloon, not UFO-shaped. No evidence of the stunt. Reputable sources like the BBC, Branson's autobiography, and the New York Times archives contain zero mentions of a dwarf in an ET costume or a UFO-themed landing. Honestly, such a public prank would have made headlines. So this story probably came about from a misinterpretation of Branson's real crash landing in Ireland back in 1987. At first, locals actually thought his balloon was a UFO, but, Branson didn't plan it that way at all. On July 2nd and 3rd, 1987, Richard Branson and pilot Per Lindstrand became the first to cross the Atlantic in a hot air balloon, the Virgin Atlantic Flyer. They ended up crash landing in a bog near Limerick, Ireland. Residents in the area reported seeing a silver object coming down, which, for a short time, sparked some UFO rumors. But just to be clear, Branson had no involvement in staging any of this confusion. That flight actually set a world record for distance, 2,900 miles. While Richard Branson is definitely known for some pretty outrageous marketing, there are a few verified examples worth mentioning. For instance, he once dressed as a bride to promote Virgin Brides back in 1996. He also drove a tank into Times Square for Virgin Cola in 1994, and in 2004, he offered free flights on Virgin Galactic through a lottery. So, just to wrap things up, the UFO and dwarf story is really just an unverified internet myth. The confusion that happened during Branson's 1987 landing was totally spontaneous, not something he staged. The sources for this story include BBC News archives, Branson's autobiography Losing My Virginity, and the New York Times coverage from 1987.